Hello, everyone. My name is David McLeod, and I am your life mastery coach and best-selling lead author of the new book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment, which is now available on Amazon at the link below. Welcome to my chapter reading series for this book, in which you get to meet each author and listen in during a personal reading of that person's entire chapter from this amazing book. Today, my guest is Gwenda Smith, who contributed chapter 10. Gwenda is a spirit medicine woman and a leader in integrated wellness and spiritual mentorship. Her vision is to show you the way to your inner greatness and innate wisdom so that you can be free to live every day knowing how to release pain, illness, and disease. Welcome, Gwenda, and thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's early where you are.
Good morning, David. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for joining the project. It's been just an awesome journey for me to get to know you a little bit and to experience some of your energy. But can you tell me, and maybe share with the viewers a little bit about what it was that inspired you to join this project in the first place?
It was the title and the idea, the concept that you had, David, because I feel that many people in the world today, because of the way families are, they're not getting the wisdom of the elders. That was the way that things were done. Even when I was young and I had my children, I had the wisdom of my grandparents, even great-grandmother when I had my first child. And yes, as a young person, you think, oh, the oldies are at it again. But the wisdom that we carry, there's nothing like it. And the project really captured my heart. So I wanted to be able to be part of that and share wisdom.
Yeah, thank you for that. And, you know, I've explained this to people before. That was the original title of this book. It was just called Elder Wisdom. But something shifted as things were progressing, and people who maybe didn't quite fall into the elder category started showing up and saying, hey, listen, I want to be a part of this project too. And I thought, okay, that's great. And of course, I realized that you don't have to be gray or wrinkled or any of that stuff in order to have wisdom. So I kind of changed my perspective and decided that I was going to invite people who had a connection to their inner sage, regardless of their age. And that's why the title changed. But, you know, I'm hearing a lot from people like you that maybe we should do it again. And this time we'll actually call it Elder Wisdom. Not this book, of course, but a new book with a similar kind of title. Anyway,
I think there's richness for everybody because everybody has got some lived experience, no matter what point they are in their life. And with the greatest of respect and love, I say it's different to elder wisdom. And
I agree with
that's
you.
what I've come to learn from my grandparents and my grandparent and great-grandparent.
I agree with you. In retrospect, maybe I might not have made that change if I thought about it a little bit more. But in any event, here we are. This is the title, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment. It's still a pretty powerful title, even at that. And whether we're thinking of ourselves as elders as we write the chapter, we're still contributing some great wisdom. And your chapter is no exception. Tell me a little bit about what it is you chose to write about, you know, without reading right now. Just tell me a little bit about what it was you chose to write about and why you chose that path.
It was really difficult to come to decide because I have such a strong passion for our ability to venture into that wise sage within, to venture inward, you know, to there's so many treasures. But love is the key to all healing. Love is the key to peace in mind, in heart. And it was actually what came forward was an elderly couple when I was nursing and seeing the lady pass from a broken heart. So when I was sitting looking at what wisdom would I like to share in this fabulous book, it was that came forward. And so it was the power of love and really finding the practices to be able to align with your heart. The wisdom of your heart is extremely powerful. And, you know, I love for people to live an enriched and free life and to know that they can shift anything in their life. They really can. So the wisdom of the heart has those keys for them. And that's what took me to choose this one this time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And you've got me all kind of warmed up here, and I'm sure the audience is very anxious now. So why don't I just get you to read your chapter? And so everybody, please give your full attention to Gwenda Smith as she reads chapter 10, Embracing Your Heart's Wisdom, A Journey to Abundance and Serenity.
Thank you, David. My story. Every day that I came on shift, she seemed to fade away a little more. Her eyes held no light anymore. The spark of cheekiness that was once so beautiful to see, the dance in her eyes when she looked at him, all of it was gone. A few days later, I came on shift and she was gone. The bed empty, the room cold. I cried as I thought of this dear lady who died of a broken heart. A few months before, her husband and only love had passed from this world. This couple inspired me. The way they looked at each other and cuddled was full of love and care. There was a light in their eyes that I hadn't seen before in an elderly couple. The keen interest each one showed toward the other when they spoke was as if they were in an early stage of their relationship. All my years of nursing did not shield my heart from the sorrow I felt as I watched her fade away after her husband passed from this world. This beautiful couple had been together for 60 years. They were in a room together at the home, and that would be their last. It wasn't the home they had known together, the one that had held their memories of a family and was laced with special couches and ornaments on the sideboards. I smiled as I thought of the loving stories they both shared with me about the family visits, the aroma of the roast lunches that greeted the family as they arrived, and how the house was alive with the laughter and love of the family when they got together. That house was home to 5 generations of their family. It held many memories of daily life and the celebration of a life beginning and a life ending. Sharing a small glass of brandy by the log fire at the end of a long, cold day was a special time this couple enjoyed throughout their marriage. I felt the love in their words whenever they shared a story with me, but now that was gone. She was heartbroken. Her eyes had lost that amazing sparkle. My time with this couple was an important part of my puzzle in learning to know the wisdom of my heart and the eternal wellspring of love in it. When I began my quest to understand disease, illness, and dying, I took many courses looking for answers to the mystery. One of the topics I learned about is the energy field of the human body and the layers of that field of energy that surround the physical body. Did you know that the energy field of the heart is the largest of our subtle bodies? If you were to be sitting across the room from me at the cardiologist waiting room, my heart energy would reach yours. The energy being carried in my field would become interwoven with yours. This powerful energy can affect the vibration of your field, so much so that it can affect the reading of your blood pressure. This is why we can feel the pain of someone who is experiencing loss. During my many years of nursing, I witnessed the loss of life because of a broken heart many times. When my father passed from this world, I thought that my heart would never be the same again, and I wouldn't be able to love again. How could it be that my love for my father created a belief that I wouldn't be able to love again? My father believed in me. He would tell me that I could do anything I put my mind to. He never doubted my dreams. He was the one person who believed in me. When he left this world, I felt that a piece of my heart had left too. It was only in the years of teaching myself to know my heart and embrace the wellspring of eternal pure love and joy held in every heart that I learned how to be in union with my heart. When I was in my 20s, I thought I knew what my heart wanted, what love was all about, and what being loved felt like. Oh, how wrong was I? When I was about 34, I thought I found the love of my life, the one and only. The day came and we married. As I glided around the dance floor with my dad in my Gone with the Wind style wedding gown, I stepped on Dad's foot. He smiled. Luckily, it was my wedding night. Dad was never impressed when his dance partner stood on his foot. He asked me, "Are you happy, love?" I smiled back, beamed the biggest smile, and said, "Oh, yes, Dad, I am. I've found the one. I am older and wiser." He smiled back at me and said, "Remember, you can be all you want to be, and most of all, be happy in yourself." We are all different in the way that we want to be loved and what it means to us. Have you had a pet in your life that was better than your best friend? I've had 2 Rottweilers, each with distinct personalities. The first was Caesar and the second was Suvius. Caesar could speak. He would say, "Hello, Mum." It delighted me so much to see the look on friends' faces when they heard him. They would exclaim, "Is he talking?" He passed from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, the same disease my father had. Suvius was an amazing companion. He came to work with me every day and night at the health centre. The clients loved him and he them. On a cold, wet winter's night, he collapsed and passed tragically. My heart was torn apart. I cannot express in words the intensity of grief. I felt lost and alone, and I wanted to die. I used to drive to a Vietnamese Buddha garden and sit praying for help for the pain in my heart. One day, while sobbing heavily at the feet of the huge statue of Kuan Yin, my heart was in so much pain, I prayed for help. A warmth came over me and a gentle voice said, "Know your heart, heal your pain." I sobbed all the way home. When I came inside the house, I went and sat in my healing room and prayed for help and guidance. This began my journey of introspection and learning to know my heart. The greatest gift you can give yourself is time to listen to your heart's wisdom. Feel what your heart is holding and give yourself love. This is knowing the wisdom of your heart. To know how I wanted to be loved and what love meant to me, I had to make a determined commitment to myself. I needed to learn more about who I was as opposed to who I had become to be loved, accepted, and thought of in the way family and friends wanted to think of me. That was an astounding revelation. I made that revelation when I look back at my relationship with the 2 most important people in my life, my dad and my gran. I loved my mum and other family members too, but I had a special bond with Dad and his mum. It was at that time I realised they loved the person they wanted me to be. I became the master of observing myself and learned more about my feelings and reactions, as well as my sense of being accepted and fitting in. I began to pay attention to the way my body felt when I had a strong feeling come over me. This newfound mastery was life-changing. I share this practice with clients. It's wonderful to see how their hearts change when they discover the infinite, eternal love we all hold within our hearts. Taking that journey helped me know what love truly is and what it means to be loved. I found the most serene peace and calm can be called upon at any moment of distress or anguish. Even anger can be stilled and transformed when we are in union with our hearts. One certainty is this: until we truly know what love means and what it is to be loved, we'll struggle to have true love, peace, and serenity in our hearts. If you and I were sitting together and I asked you to tell me what love means to you, what would you say? Most often people tell me all about the person they love, going into detail about how wonderful the person is. But the question is, can you tell me what love means to you? Can you see the difference? When we know what love means to us, we can be guided by the magic of the wisdom in our hearts. The next thing I would ask you is, what does it mean to be loved? Typically, I get a very similar answer to the first question, where the focus is all about the other person, the cat, the dog, or sometimes a bird. Why would I ask what it means to be loved? Our perception of love stems from our upbringing and observing the relationships of our parents and partners. This is a false perception that leads to false beliefs about ourselves and love. It usually leads us down a path of many heartaches and heartbreaks, even into abusive relationships. The power you can find by knowing what it means to be loved is amazing. Remember, I mentioned that after the loss of my father, I didn't think I'd trust love again. This was a false perception of what it is to be loved. I didn't know what love meant to me. I couldn't be in union with the wisdom of my heart. What it means to embrace the wisdom of your heart. To know what love means to you and how you want to be loved is an essential key to knowing the wisdom of your heart. Earlier I mentioned that the energy field of the heart can reach across a room. To be precise, the subtle energy field of the heart is powerful beyond measure. This subtle field meets anyone within 15 feet, that's 4.572 meters to be exact, of your physical body. This energy vibrates at the high frequency of pure love and joy. However, if you are carrying old wounds related to a love gone sour, such as jealousy, insecurity, anxiety, abandonment, sorrow, or grief, the energy field is hampered by the lower vibrations of these emotions. A heart weighed down with hurt, despair, and grief can't be open, which means we struggle to find a love that makes us happy and to feel at ease and peace in all aspects of our lives. We can find that we are always looking for something, chasing dreams and losing dreams. The wisdom the heart holds is magical, amazing, and powerful. To know the wisdom of your heart means you can heal from life's challenges with more ease. You become deeply peaceful and find that there is a soul-fueled solution to any situation or hurt that comes along the path of life. To embrace the wisdom of the heart means that abundance in all that life offers is more easily attained. To be fit, well, healthy, strong, and vital are important aspects of true abundance, though often abundance is thought of as wealth in status, assets, and money. This is the abundance the ego seeks and is far removed from the wisdom of the heart. When we're in union with the wisdom of our heart, we're in union with the frequency of pure love and joy. Our physical body is agile, strong, healthy, and full of vitality. Our mind is free of cluttered, scattered thoughts of worry, overwhelm, fear, and anxiousness. To strive for the abundance of wealth in assets, money, and status can bring stress, illness, and loss of sense of oneself, and alignment with the soul and the Almighty Divine, which to me is God. You may have a different reference for the Creator of all that is. No one would pass from this world with a broken heart or heart disease if all hearts were united in the magic of wisdom of love and love. Love is the key to knowing the wisdom of the heart. Love is the magic of the wisdom. Embracing the wisdom of your heart is the way to a life that is rich and abundant in all aspects. I'd like to gift you with simple practices you can do to take that journey of knowing your heart and embracing a deep, serene peace and calm. The practice. 1. Quiet contemplation. Make time every day to be in a space that brings you a sense of harmony and peace. As you sit quietly, imagine you're opening a door, a golden door at the front of your heart. Ask your heart to flow a golden stream of pure joy through your body. Breathe deeply and slowly. Let yourself imagine that golden stream flowing through your body. 2. An offering. Every night as you settle into sleep, breathe into your heart and fill your chest with gentleness and compassion, letting go of all that is less than kindness and gentleness towards yourself. 3. Clear your mind. Before beginning and ending the day, clear your mind of all that is less than love and joy. Let all worries and stress be left behind. This practice allows your heart to be open and expansive. Make a promise. Begin every morning with a promise to your heart that you will listen and follow its gentle whispers of wisdom. 5. Gratitude. The practice of daily gratitude is a must for a life that is enriched and abundant in all that you wish for. Say aloud the things that you are grateful for every day. The reason we say it aloud is that our words carry a higher frequency when spoken, and even more when we weave them with love and joy. 6. Body mapping. Make time every day to tune in to your body. The hurts and wounds we carry can spill over from the heart to other parts of the body. For example, shoulder problems, a frozen shoulder and chest infections are a spillover from a hurt or wound that has burdened the heart for too long. When you use body mapping, you can release the blocked energy and heal your heart and body. 7. Be gracious. In all that you do, all that you say and think, carry graciousness, for this is the way of the soul and the heart. There are times that the experiences we have bring pain, upset, anger, and even resentment. Be quick to recognize these emotions, let them go, and fill your energy with graciousness. 8. Observe your thoughts and decide if they are uplifting, inspiring, kind, and helpful to yourself and others. If not, pause and observe the conversation or situation and then decide what you want to feel. Act accordingly. 9. Love. Embrace loving yourself deeply and freely. A heart that is full of love overflows and has a radiance that brings love to all whom it touches. And 10. Finally, acceptance. Accept your mistakes, decisions, and choices without judgment. Give loving forgiveness for anything you speak harshly about to yourself or to others.
What an amazing practice. I'm just, yeah, I find myself kind of vibrating. There's some beautiful, beautiful ideas in there, many of which I'm already doing, but there's a few others that I think I need to probably start practicing for myself. So thank you for that amazing practice. There was one thing that you said that in your story that just really jumped out at me. I think you said you got this from the was it the Buddha Quinyan or something? I can't remember the name. Somebody who said to you, know your heart, heal your pain. Yeah. I mean, that is so powerful in itself. And it's messages like that we get from all kinds of sources if we only listen.
Sure do. We get lots of messages, David, as you know. And yes, the key is to listen rather than ignore and stay in our pain. We're not meant to be in pain all the time.
Yeah, I would say that we're not meant to be in pain at all. I mean, many people will say, well, if you don't know pain, how can you know joy and pleasure and all that kind of stuff? And I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds like an ego mind justification. There is no reason that we should always be in pain, except maybe in this physical realm. You know, certainly in our spiritual nature, you know, we are free of pain.
Yes, yeah. The soul doesn't know pain. The soul
That's
only
right.
knows pure joy and pure love. But
That's
it's
right.
this physical experience that brings us all of those other, well, the other side of pain and joy. But you're quite right. We're not meant to live in pain. I feel we experience pain because of our emotions and the things this physical life brings, but it's not where our heart and our soul wants us to be.
Right. Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. You know, there was something else that you said, and what I'm noticing, I mean, I've read everybody's chapter so far, and there's a common thread that seems to be woven through this book. And you said it yourself in your chapter. It's we got to know who we are rather than who we think we are. I don't
Yeah.
think you used quite those words, but that was essentially the message that I heard as I was listening. Why don't you say a little bit more about that?
It's who we come to believe we are because of the way that we've been raised. You know, from little you get told that you're a good girl or a good boy, and you're acknowledged for this good behaviour. Then you're not acknowledged, or something else happens if your behaviour isn't that way. So you very soon learn that you're accepted, and you feel this sense of being wanted, because when you're a good girl or a good boy, you get rewards, you get hugs, people smile upon you. So you begin to believe as a child that that behaviour equals love, and that behaviour, that rewarded behaviour, equals acceptance.
Right.
And all the time you're reaching out for that instead of really knowing who you are and how you would express yourself. And that's not permitted most typically in your upbringing and how other people see you. Like I said in my chapter, that I always believed that my gran and my dad loved me, just loved me so much. That's what I felt from them,
Mm-hmm.
until I really sat down and looked over my life, and I realized that it was exactly that. They loved me very much when I was the person they wanted me to be, that how they wanted to see me. But when
Right.
I had a little glitch, like I made a very silly decision when I was 18, and I did it deliberately against my parents' want and will, and I was determined to fight that. And I married someone that they desperately didn't want me to marry. And
Right.
that was a very silly, there was no wisdom in that decision. It was plain obstinance from a teenager that was breaking out,
Right.
you know.
Well, you know what?
And my
I think there may have been some wisdom in that decision that, you know, you're probably getting right now. You know, if you hadn't made that decision, would you have the understanding you have about love and about what it means to you and what it means to be loved? Would you have that understanding if you had not gone through that experience? Maybe.
No, I think you're quite right, because a lot came out of that situation, especially when I then made the decision to leave that marriage, because it certainly wasn't right for me
Right.
at all, and the behaviours and things that happened, that took place. So yes, I did learn a tremendous amount, and it was in reflection, learning more about the way that Dad and my gran were. At no time did they berate me for that, but I felt their energy towards me was different. And at that
Right.
time, I didn't really understand what I was feeling, but that was their heartache for watching me go through something they felt I didn't need to, or I should not
Right.
have gone through. So, yeah.
Well, Gwenda, this has been really awesome. It's obvious to me that you are deeply connected to your own wisdom of the heart. And I love the way you share your story and the practice, those 10
Thank
powerful
you.
steps for helping other people to learn how to live from the wisdom of their heart as well. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, David. It's been an absolute delight and a pleasure to be part of it. And I look forward to your next adventure.
Right. So, folks, this is just one beautiful and amazing example of the fantastic and inspiring material that's available in this book, Gifts of Wisdom. If you haven't already purchased a copy, or if you'd like to consider gifting your friends with a copy of the book, please head over to our Amazon book page, and I've included the link at the bottom of this screen here. Also, if you'd like to connect with Gwenda Smith directly, please reach out to her on her website at healingwithgwenda.com. That link will also appear on the screen. Thank you all for stopping by.
David.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Just heal with Gwenda, not healing. Heal.
My bad, I typed that in wrong. I'm sorry, it's Heal with Gwenda. Okay, I will make sure that that's correct in the video. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I hope to see you again for some of the other videos in this series. Love, light, and blessings to you all on your continuing journey.
Very much. Thanks, David.
Bye-bye for now.